Last spring, we introduced you to a treasure in your backyard.
Congress created Tule Springs Fossil Beds National Monument to preserve the fossils that are there, because those fossils tell us a lot about what it was like here a long, long time ago.
How long ago? Like before the casinos?
Yeah, so we know Las Vegas today, right? The Las Vegas Strip, and the hotels, the casinos, the homes, the miles upon miles of roads, lots and lots of people, right? But it wasn't always that way. I want you to close your eyes. Okay, everyone close your eyes. I want you to imagine it's 12,000 years ago, and we're walking out across Tule Springs. It's cool, it's wet, it's marshlands. Wait, open your eyes. Why should we imagine it when I can actually show you? This really is in your backyard. So imagine that there were springs, natural springs like this one, all throughout the Las Vegas Valley. There's water and there was grass, and because there was that food to eat, there were animals. I want you to imagine Colombian mammoths, small kind of prehistoric horses, a sloth the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. There were American lions, and our favorite, right, the saber-toothed cat.
But what happened to the animals? Where did they go?
There's lots of theories. But one of the great things about this place is the fossils that are preserved, well, there's scientists who can study them, and they can help answer that question. But I bet you guys want to see some of the fossils, right?
Yeah!
Well, let's go. I can show them to you.
We showed you some of the treasures of Tule Springs.
We're at the Nevada State Museum, which is just one of the museums where some of the fossils from Tule Springs are actually stored. You can also visit some of the fossils at the Las Vegas Natural History Museum. I want to introduce you to Dr. Steve Rowland. Dr. Rowland's a paleontologist with UNLV, and he's studying these fossils to see what we can learn about Tule Springs' past. What happened to these animals that once roamed Tule Springs?
One idea is that they died in some catastrophic abrupt event. Some people think they died during a slower event that maybe was caused by climate change, or perhaps they were hunted into extinction by human hunters. We really don't know the answers to those questions, but by studying the fossils, we can start to reconstruct what life was really like here in southern Nevada during the Ice Age, and perhaps what caused these animals, such as this Colombian mammoth, to go extinct. But I'd like to show you some of the other fossils that have come out of Tule Springs, and then we can talk about some more of those questions.
Welcome to the Fossil Repository.
All these white cases you're seeing here are called plaster jackets. When we find fossils in the field, they're never complete and whole like you see in the exhibits in the museum, but they're separate fragments of bone which are very fragile. So what we do is we expose the bone as best we can in the field without damaging it any more than we have to, and then we take some strips of burlap, put it in plaster of Paris, and then we carefully lift it out and bring it to the museum. Yes?
What kind of animal was it?
Well, this particular one was a bison, and you can actually see the backbone pieces of the bison and part of the horn core of the bison. The horn core is the bony core inside the outer part of the bison core. Yes?
How old is this fossil?
This one is about 20,000 years old, which is way back into the Ice Age. Come closer and take a close look. So you can see these bones, these backbone pieces, and the horn core. Next, I'd like to show you where we find these fossils.
You learned how Protectors of Tule Springs saved the land.
So these are the Badlands where we find the fossils and where paleontologists come to collect them. I'm going to introduce you to one of my friends.
Hey, Jill.
Hi!
Everyone, I want you to meet Jill DeStefano. She's the president of the Protectors of Tule Springs, one of the groups that came together to help preserve this place as a national park.
You know, in 2006, all of this land was being considered for more development, more homes, shopping centers, and roadways. Then a group of us heard about the fossils out here, and we just knew that we needed to save it because we knew it'd be a scientific area for study and for future generations to enjoy. So a bunch of my neighbors, we started a petition drive, and we collected thousands of signatures all over the valley. We made appointments with elected public officials, and they were all very interested in Tule Springs as well. The newspapers got involved, the television stations started covering it, and suddenly everybody wanted to preserve Tule Springs. In December of 2014, we got our dream come true, and Tule Springs Fossil Beds National Monument passed Congress and was signed by the president.
That's where I come into the story. My job as the National Park Service Superintendent here is to help really build an amazing place, a safe place, a clean place, a place where everyone, including people like you, can come and learn about these fossils and about the amazing stories about what it was like here 10,000 years ago.
In order to clean up this place and get it ready and safe, it's going to be a monumental effort. Can you guys help?
I think we should have a penny drive.
I think we can help.
And you came through in a really big way. Students raised over $36,000 to help Protectors and NPS clean up Tule Springs. Your donations purchased a trailer for NPS to store and haul cleanup supplies, which meant that with your help, over 360 tons of trash was removed from Tule Springs in the last year. That's the weight of 33 full-grown male Columbian mammoths. There's still work to do, so we ask you to join us again this year to help building your park.